To the old members that have found their way back to the community, I need you just as much as you need me. I appreciate each and every one of you who continue to dedicate yourself to this community. I know we're back for a second live today, just like yesterday, because of the extenuating circumstances with the rally earlier. It was a beautiful turnout earlier. We had about 218 people in the live, which was pretty incredible. But right now our focus shifts. XRP went up just over 59 cents. We've broken out of not just the January of 2024 formation, but as we said the last few days, we were firmly within the July, hold on, I'm just gonna bring my phone out. The July of 2023 formation. We got on top of that now. And a back test has happened at 58.1 cents. It came down to about 57.7 cents. And now we're looking to hold on the close here in about 27 minutes. We'll be here together. We're looking to hold that 58.1 cents. And I'll show everybody the importance of that structure setup with XRP. It's pretty important that we do hold that level. And then going forward, we would use that as a level of support. But as we are going forward today, XRP was up better than 7%. The market cap was up about 2.1 billion as of right now. And XRP's broken out of two formations. First, the one January of 2024, and most recently, the July of 2023 formation, which firmly puts in our sights the 66-cent formation, but it can ultimately be even more than that. But we do this in layers here so that we don't overanalyze or maybe give up our hopes in a way that we shouldn't. So we're going to try to stay on track here. There's a couple observations I've made today as we've covered HBAR with the cup and handle formation, how the handle broke out. I believe HBAR is setting up for its next leg up. So we'll take a look at HBAR while we're doing this live as well, which would probably put algo in that same category. We've got XDC majorly undervalued, and I added 13,000 XDC at about 396 area on top of the 27,000 I had for 2.8 cents. So whatever that averages out to is my new average. But I did that as XDC is extremely undervalued, and I'm actually pretty fortunate to be at 40,000 tokens with that, with everything else I hold. So that was a spur of the moment decision I made, and I shared it with the audience earlier. So we'll see just exactly how XDC plays out, but I expect a big move for XDC coming in the future. As well as XLM was a little underwhelming so far. I think we still have a push to about 13.5. And we'll take a look at that structure. For anybody who joined us on Winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays, you bought into Gala when it was under about 1.2 cents approximately. Today it's up 24.7%, and it's just, we're absolutely crushing Gala. So that's one we'll take a look at as well. And then we also have to look at Bitcoin as it's continued its hot streak. As we've been talking about in the community, don't go short on Bitcoin until you're certain that Bitcoin's rotation's turned. Even though it looks overbought extremely, that doesn't matter as long as the bears don't gain control. And like I've said, the ones who are going short have already lost their shirt, shoes, socks, top hats. They're unfortunately, they've also lost their sunglasses. And like I said earlier, the only thing left is the ponytail. So don't sell yourself short. So right now, when you're in an upswing, and now Bitcoin's within 12,000 points of its all-time high. That's just a hop, skip, and a jump. It wasn't, what, a week or 10 days ago when we were at 44K. So we just got to pay attention to each and every flow now. It's increasingly important here. If you are watching right now, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this live. And not only will it reach a new targeted audience, but it'll allow the older members that have lost their way. Maybe they wanted to find their way to these lives and it's not showing you until an hour after, or 2 hours after, or the next day. If you hit that like button, it'll assure in your recommendation that your analytics or your algorithm will now put my videos there. It'll allow for somebody who might not be getting it in their feed, the algorithm might find them again because you took the time to hit that like button and allow YouTube to recommend this video. It's really something that is an integral part of my audience, and I ask you, if you respect me, hit that like button because I put in an extraordinary amount of time for each and every one of you. So without that being said, or without further ado, I'll do the intro, timestamp this, and then I'll go over the comments and we'll get into this. Good evening. 6:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of you again. As we suspected, that Fed that came out from California, call it for what it is, but it is all bullshit anyhow, excuse my French, with the state of California. And this is something that some people are saying goes years back, but there's a deadline approaching in April. They're saying that Ripple illegally sold XRP, an unregistered security, which it's already been ruled that it's not in retail circumstances. And furthermore, with the Bitcoin ETF, the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, is in charge of Bitcoin. So they've essentially said, not just essentially, they've stated that Bitcoin in itself is a commodity, which means the rest of the field would be a commodity. If you're going to tell me the biggest cryptocurrency is a commodity, the altcoins that follow are also commodities. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword here that's about to be had by our predecessors in charge. So I think once that happened yesterday, we knew it was just a matter of time. We're about to break out. That, if anything, that was just a bigger catalyst. So let me go in and turn these on real quick. Please make sure to hit the like button. 47 people watching right now could hit that like button and help push this content. It's an integral part. And if you're like, where the hell do I trade XRP? Look in the pinned comment. That's BITUNIX in the USA. It's the only way I can find right now where you don't need really a VPN or KYC. But at least in the USA, they're allowing us and they're not banning us as of right now. So take advantage. Matt Holden, welcome in and thank you for being in Tom's Army for at least 5 months with the XRP Meteor. Good evening to you, my friend. We are back bullish. XRP takeover White Lotus. We'll see exactly what needs to happen to continue lining this up. Kryptonian, welcome in and thank you for being in Tom's Army for month 1. And I know that's true because that's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Oh, it's true, my friends. It's damn true. XRP Stu, welcome in. Chance, welcome. True, good evening, my brother. Good evening to you as always, my friend. Brave Sigma, let's go. UK Phil, welcome in and thank you for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. G-Bird Crypto in month 1 of Tom's Army. I appreciate seeing that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Welcome in, my friend. Messi, Jorge, Mario Lewis, Alejandro, welcome in. Miss Vicky, thank you for being in Tom's Army for at least 5 months or 6 months now with the XRP Meteor, or Predictor. I appreciate you so much. And thank you, love, for tuning in while you're working. Hopefully this will help you pass the time just a little bit quicker. Let's see. Mario, welcome in. Joshua, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army, along with Miss Vicky and James Montgomery for 6 months with the XRP Predictor. I appreciate all 3 of you so much. CZAM, thank you for being in Tom's Army for month 1 with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. My face is superimposed on that as well. I kid you not. RD, welcome in. Called that back test like a boss. Yes, sir, RD. You were here this afternoon, weren't you? We needed it. We needed it. The Great Falling, welcome in. Quite a run today. We're just getting started too. Yes, the Great Falling. It was a nice run. And would you agree that HBAR is setting up for the next leg here? I would love to hear your opinion, as we'll go to that here after. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the 589 badge. Unbelievably awesome to see the support. Jerry Clark, welcome in for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Welcome in. Oh, Johnson and Bennerin for at least 5 months with the XRP Meteor. Welcome in to both of you. Adobo, welcome in. Alejandro said, yeah, I had to reactivate my bell notification. Yes, do what Alejandro did and reactivate your bell notification. It will allow you to continue to be reached here, at least in theory. Jan, welcome in, love. Thank you so much for continuing in Tom's Army and supporting me for over 2 years with the 589 badge. Ben B, welcome and thank you, along with Mo, for being in Tom's Army for 5 months with the Meteor. I greatly appreciate both of you. You sell, let's go. Hit the like button, XRP fam. Time will come, XRP will rise. Stay strong and hold line. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And please hit that like button and subscribe, as Jan also said. Thank you, Jan. NATO Bell, welcome in. XDC is so oversold now. It sure is, and that's why I added to my position. It's severely lagging. I agree with that, NATO. Great eye. We'll get into XDC this evening as well. My voice is a little shot today, so we'll see how long we get out of this. Sully Mode, welcome in. Big Mac, welcome in. I appreciate seeing you. He says, yo, big dog. Good to be back. Good to be back. Bobby Ferguson, welcome in. The Great Falling says, I completely agree. I'm assuming he's talking about HBAR. Excellent. Because it's what I'm seeing too, and it's overvalued, or it's or undervalued at this retracement level right now. Jeffrey McGuire, thank you for tuning in and welcome back. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for 5 months with the XRP Meteor. Michael Vojtas, thank you so much for continuing to tune in and being a part of Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Cryptic Rebel, welcome in. Cleo, Albert Cordova, welcome. This happened in front of me today. Mind blowing. It sure did. It sure did, Albert, but at least we're every step of the way, so we're caught up on the phone, so now I can just do it in real time. Harley, welcome in. XRP at 589. It sure is 58.9 cents. And look, we're up 6.66%. Well, now on one chart, it's at 6.66%. So it has been an eventful day today. We've been on top of this every step of the way. So like I always say, there's no greater satisfaction when you do technical analysis than when the patterns continue to evolve in front of you within the parameters that you see. And that allows you to understand that you do understand the technical analysis and the formations that we put out are in fact correct. So what's played out here over the past several days now, XRP, as we can see here, in the January of 2023 formation, XRP was stuck in it for about 3 months. We had a breakout and a beautiful back test here at 528, broke back over the pivot point at 53.4 cents, and now we've proceeded to move up. We're almost up to 60 cents as we talked about earlier. I said XRP should move up to about that pivot point with where we were at. About 60 cents is what I was hoping for, and then a back test around 581, or not around, it needed to be at 581. Even an overzealous retest, like it came down a little bit. You wanted to get that retest for the July of 2023 formation. We'll get to that in just a sec. But for the time being, this was the breakout of the January of 24 pattern. And I said that it's not that this pattern's void, but now we have to not just consider, but we have to move into the July of 2024 formation, which is right here. And we started an uptrending support, which you guessed it is the January of 24 formation within. And now as long as this uptrend stayed, it wouldn't have to come back down here anymore. And it was starting the ascending formation. Now we wanted to get validation of a confirmed breakout from this level. We had to get over the 581 level and now back test it. We've more than back tested it. It's just now we want to get a close over the 58.1 cent level. We get a close over the 58.1 cent level, it gets very interesting. When I was in the live earlier, I said we're looking for a push to 60 cents and then a back test at the breakout point. We came up to almost, it depends what chart you're on. Some charts came up a little bit higher than this, almost 59.9. This one was at 595, but we talked about if it was going to continue to break out, we had to retest 581. It did come down there in the short time frame. It did come down there in the short time frame. So now we're looking for a daily close over 581 to try to validate the possibility of a breakout now. If you get a breakout here and it starts to engulf and the top side pressures up towards 59, a little bit higher, I mean, this could be interesting. But as we see, it's going to be interesting here how this exactly shakes out. But this is very bullish right now. Yes, there can be retest, but just pay attention that the fact that we're breaking out from the second of 4 formations now. This would be considered a tier 2 breakout if this is confirmed. And then it becomes firmly in our grasp here. It firmly becomes in our grasp, something we talked about earlier. Now that you break out of those formations, now you've got the June of 2022 formation, which is our, pretty ultimate target here unless you get above it. That was our 40% move from down here. When I said if anybody hasn't got into XRP, 48.8 cents is a beautiful spot. And then you'd immediately, if it came up to this rising channel resistance, it's about a 40% move, 37% to the top. From there, from the hold even, we were talking about the 25% moving. I know you've all seen, if you're part of my community, on my updates in the morning, I continued to show the same chart, the breakout from here for the 25% rally. Right now, so far from there, we've broken out 13% from that area, but we've still got another 12% to go if this plays it true. So I try to show so many charts, not because I want to confuse everybody, quite the opposite. It's because I've got so much information to show you, I can't possibly put it on one chart, otherwise it becomes over contested. So then if all that breaks out and we get past July of 2023 June of 22 formation, there is the optics here from November of 2021. This is a recent chart I added yesterday just because I was fascinated by it. If we hold this uptrend, this is suggesting that we should come up to about 80 cents. Well, doesn't that put us on top of the all-time converging pattern? 75 cents is the resistance right now. We've been in it for 6 years. Started January of 2018 when we hit all-time highs, converged for 27 months to March of 2020 when we hit the swing low after all-time highs at just over 10 cents. We made a rally up to about 71 cents, 75 cents. Then we had a great big drop down, huge collapse back down to 10 cents with the lawsuit in December of 2020. Proceeded to break out in April of 2021 up to $1.98, capping off the bear market rallies of all bear market rallies, which conveniently enough is where we sold when we realized that it was over at $1.66 after buying it at 47 cents. I was very new, very raw to YouTube back then, as it was my first 3 months on when that really happened. I started March of 21, and I've never missed a day since the 28th or 30th or whenever it was when I started. Then we proceeded to break down all the way to 28.6 cents in mid to late 2022. Bounced back up, then came back to 34 cent area approximately in 23. That convergence has continued to go on for 6 years. And the pattern, it must end whether going up or down in December of this year. So what seemed a long ways away in 21 when I talk about it is literally just a hop, skip, and a jump here in 24. But now, this 2021 pattern that started in November has me really, really eagerly anticipating what's about to happen. Because with everything broken out, if we get past the 2022 formation at 66 cents, this is going to be pretty interesting if this is going to make a run up here to 80 cents. Like, are we actually going to have that opening where even from 59 cents, let's say, is there really still another 40% over from where we're at right now? Like, is there still another 40% over the top here? And could this be the start of a symmetrical triangle breakout, or at least a retest of a symmetrical triangle at much higher levels? These are the questions I ask my audience because it's the things that have intrigued me looking through this pattern. I really do. I could see 70 cents. I definitely see 66.6 cents. I don't know what kind of consolidation we're going to have because as we've seen, a few of the ones that were running pretty strong have all retested, which leads me to believe that XRP is going to have a retest day more than likely. And then it'll probably bounce around between 577 and 58.1 probably. Maybe be a little more overzealous if it has to have a retest. And then you'll see the ones like HBAR, Algo, DGB, the ones that have already corrected today. Like, XDC is criminally undervalued. You're going to see one of these days, you're going to see 20 to 50% real quickly on XDC. I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now. You can never predict when, but I'm telling you right now, it's built up too much. Gala, if you have bought it and I'm winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays, and please make sure to hit that like button. 99 likes, 141 people watching. The information I've given out so far is definitely worth the like. If you appreciate what I do and respect my time, because I do take a lot of time to do this, make sure you hit that like button so I continue to expand this beautiful community. If you do appreciate my work and you're like, man, this guy's underpaid, I only ask if you could send one YouTube super chat per month to pay it forward and help support my beautiful community so that because I don't do any paid promotion, advertisements, or sponsorships of any kind. And I promise you that I'll never advertise any products or try to get you to buy any BS coins so that I can make a huge bottom line. So with that being said, if you could find it in your heart to, donate to my cause once a month by YouTube super chat, or join Tom's Army and get one of those cool emoji badges to pay it forward, I'd greatly appreciate it. But what I really need is for you to hit that like button as well, for YouTube to recommend this video and then share it. It's the greatest way to help expand this community. With Gala, we have a cup and handle a cup formation. We were speculating if it could build a handle underneath, but right now it's broken over. There's a pivot point or the major resistance at 3961, and now we know if it does back test at 3961, we'd be off to another level. So now we're watching that level at about the 39 level, 3961. So Gala's had a tremendous move. We bought Gala as a community at 1.2 cents. So we've had some amazing returns already on some of our stuff. And this could have a parabolic spike for us. When we bought it back in the day, we talked about how Gala, for 10,000 tokens, somebody was buying it for $8,300. It was costing them up at all-time highs in 22. But right now, we were able to buy 10,000 tokens for 120 bucks. Now imagine when it gets back up there to make some of those whole. That's where real dreams are made, where we bought it. Not at the top. Not in a bull market. The real dreams were never made in a bull market. That's the facade to get people to buy when the rally's already going. You want to buy in before the big rally. Before the big rally. See right here? Considering that a big rally could start, and I'm going to take away all these small tiers because now I can. I said before I wouldn't do it until it gave us a reason. It's given us a reason. We can get rid of all the nonsense. Look at that. That's your big testament. If you can break out of this, guys and gals, that Gala purchase we bought at 1.2, you're going to be loving it. even more. I know you're already loving it. I'm loving it. But if we do break out, let's just say we break out somewhere, say it's somewhere over here on the retest, just to give us a little bit of time. If we get a breakout, you're looking at 9 cents. 9 cents from over there. And if you get it from over here, it's a little bit over the top, but we'll just say 9 cents. So we're looking at a possibility of a breakout around 9 cents. So, and from current formation, from a current breakout and around where we're at, you're talking about another 107%. So Gala is extremely it was completely oversold when it started railing. So now you have to take your, you have to take your gamble. It's not, I never think it's a good time to add after a nice run. I mean, we're up almost, it's getting close to 300% now. 1.2 to 2.4, 2.4 to 3.6, that's 200. I mean, we're up like 200 and something percent. There's going to be a retest at some point here, just like with Flare. You know, you got to. I can't tell you if it's a good time to buy. I can only tell you how far it's gone in the predicament we're in that part of the pattern. With that part of the pattern, if you can back test it, well, sure, it could have a big move. But what happens if it falls back into the consolidation and it's not ready until here? I mean, theoretically, if it comes back below 3961 at any time, you could have a big retracement. And I'm not willing to say that we're out of that clearance yet. Not even close. So that's with Gala. But with XRP, the market cap actually did us a favor. The market cap absolutely did us a favor today. I'm going to get rid of some of this other stuff. Some of this noise, because it makes it a little hard sometimes to see it. Get rid of that. Okay. So, for all intents and purposes, we can get rid of that. Because now we're trying to come out of that ascending formation. If we come out of here, you're going to be looking for the market cap at 33 billion. So, right now, if we can hold, and this would give XRP some more room to run up to 66 cents. If we manage to hold the 32.1 billion on this ascending formation, well, the technical breakout target, it's greater than what it's showing. I mean, you're coming from here, and I'm using the back formation, but you can come from here if you want, if you were doing it on your own, but it worked out perfectly. So even if I just take a small version here, and we don't take all the way from the top because it gets scary, to try to sometimes go way too high, then we can just start looking at 35 billion here. And that's a small estimate, maybe a little bit lower. That's not quite on there, but that's just a small estimate of where we can go now, assuming we get on top of this ascending formation. And it looks like we're starting to, what the heck happened here? It looks like we're starting to, whoops. Look at me just ruining this whole pattern. This was right here. That's why it worked out so perfectly. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. Can we get out of this ascending formation? And right now, the market cap is trying to figure it out. It's an interesting spot. It really is, because it's just under it right now. So, do we break out? Or do we get rejected in this channel? That's the question we have. So, it looks like there's a possibility that we could retrace after the close here at 7 p.m. I would not be surprised. Not be surprised. We had a beautiful day today and nothing goes straight up. Nothing goes straight up. So, what do we think about that with XRP? We've had a nice run here from the start at 48 cents in the formation that we were talking about. When we said, if you haven't bought in yet, this is a perfect time to buy back in. We have to acknowledge the fact right now that we've gone up so far, in current terms, 21.38%. A back test at 581 would only be about 2% back from right here. It would have been, about 4 or 5% from the top. Is that a big enough back test that we're going to receive? So, what we have to pay attention to after the close, and this is going to happen whether we want it to or not. We're going to decide right now, and you can see already that's almost like a dragonfly or a gravestone doji forming right there. Am I wrong, or I don't know? So, it looks like we're going to, again, we might bounce here again. As long as we hold 58.1, we're good. But it's going to come to terms here now in the next daily candle after today. We're going to have to close over 59.5 or 59.6 to continue on. So, XRP whale in the house, 777 DW Brown. Welcome in. CZAM says 62 to 66 cents. I think in time that should happen. We're trying to confirm a breakout here, but nothing happens, you know, easy. And that was the technical move from down here. That was our technical target from down here. That's this blue line. I'll highlight it a little bit stronger so it's easier to see. That was our technical target from down there, and we've absolutely hit it. Every step of the way, we've nailed. We've nailed this to the wall, I would love to say. So, what does everybody think? I'm actually going to put my jacket or my coat on. As we are outside, I know it's crazy. We had an unseasonably warm day here in Michigan in February. Normally we're used to the 20s, maybe lucky if it's in the low 30s, but a lot of times it's in the low 20s at this time of the year. Today it got up to 70. 70. So it's a pretty amazing day. Pretty amazing day. I still think there's more to run, but I think there's going to end up probably being a little bit of a pullback here. We're not going to know how big of a pullback, my friend, until we see if we hold the 581 line. If we hold the 581 line, it'll be a short consolidation. And then maybe it'll try to go up to 60, 62. But no, oh, you were the one with your buddy yesterday. I talked about it. Is he the one who bought DGB? Because yesterday, remember I said it was a huge mistake because XRP was about to run as DGB consolidated. He's down on DGB today 4%, while XRP is up 6.4%, which means he's down 10.4% in unrealized gains right now. Not to mention what he paid to get in and out of each of them. And I tried to even say it that was a bad move because XRP was getting ready. And like I said earlier, if you were in the live, it might be a short-term problem because he might be feeling long-term gratification, but at the same time, that's just, you can never never jump ship from something that hasn't made its move for something that makes you feel like you're missing out. That's the fear of missing out at a T. Yeah, I can't believe it. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, slippage as well. It's true. I think it's time to start to lower the garden walls. I think it makes sense for XRP to retest 66.6 cents. That's the rising channel resistance from June of 2022. XRP did confirm a close for the first time at least over 58.1 cents. So much like that descending triangle formation, we have our first confirmed close over the July of 2023 formation. And remember, once we did that in the January of 2024 rotation, it took us 4 or 5 days of continuously bouncing that descending triangle support line when it used to be resistance and try to prove that it was support, and then it bounced out. Now, with Bitcoin, we managed to close over 57K. That's a big signal. However, we always have to pay attention to if and when this does pull down for consolidation. Just understand Bitcoin's going to target 54,500 if it breaks down. So just understand, but the technical target right now, first is 61K, but the actual overall target's, depending on where you go from, short target 64,000, but the true target out of the broadening wedge, 66,000 and some change. I mean, that's not a joke. So that's the target. First target would be somewhere around 61,000 area. That's a huge pivot layer. So we're going to put this in here. It's actually a little bit lower, somewhere around here. But that is a huge pivot level. So that's a major area. However, let's be honest here. Bitcoin actually completed something that was rather significant. Almost. No, I guess it hasn't yet, did it? No. See, Bitcoin still got room. This son of a gun still got room just to come up to this cup. It's what we were speculating a while ago, that what if it just comes up to 59,000 or close to 60,000? The longer his hair gets, the stronger XRP gets. That's right. That's right, because look at, whoops. When my hair is this long, for anybody who doesn't know how many people are here, We have 153 people in here. I told everybody that I would not cut my hair until XRP at $1 back in July of 2023, and my goatee. And, you know, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. We're 8 months through now, folks. 8 months. And I did that at a time when I broke, well, bones in both my hands, as you remember. Got cut off by a car, flipped off my electric bicycle that was doing about 25. And had a couple broken fingers. Probably a broken bone in the forearm, and it was pretty bad. So, you know, but I still came on every day, and we had some fun with it. And then I decided not to cut my hair, and here we are. And I can move my hands. See? Where'd my hat go? Those are some interesting days when I could hardly move my hands. That was hard to do technical analysis on my tablet. But, yeah, so Bitcoin, very strong close. That's an engulfing candle in the daily. And look at the volume. 22,000 not when the reversal started. Then we had, for the first update, 22,042 Bitcoin sold. And then today, well, now yesterday's daily, 28,791. This is very strong looking. Now we're going to want to pass the roughly 57,600 area for wait a minute, it's higher than that. 57,700 area, let's say. We want to get over, and we don't want to lose in this candle any leverage to the downside. So you got to have a floor right now, 54,500. However, I would love to see it hold 55,900 because you don't want to go below that last wick. It's fine to go down to that candle body, but you want to stay within this wick to keep continuing to show signs of strength. So that's where I think we're at with Bitcoin as it continues to dominate the sector right now. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting time. Right now, I'd love to hear some opinions on HBAR because as you can see, I think it's getting ready. If I was targeting, I have X marks the spot. I think the sweet spot's around 10.25 if you can get back in. Or if you are, well, that's from a leverage perspective. But if you're already in HBAR, don't go anywhere. We already know the cup and handle broke out. The handle formed beautifully. Now this is a bull flag. This bull flag should bring us up to around, I would say the great falling, what, about 15 cents here? Somewhere around 15 cents. It's tough, my friend. Is HBAR still worth a buy? As far as what, like a spot trade for all eternity? It's not that it's not worth a buy. And Tanya, I'm so glad you're here. I was going to ask, love. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. I thought I seen somebody referencing Tanya, but I didn't know which Tanya it was, so I didn't want to say the wrong person. I mean, long term, it's never a bad idea, but the problem is from where we bought it now, we bought it at 5.2 on average. It's come up over 100%, but we've had a breakout of this cup and handle. See, there's a chance you may never see these regions again if it goes up high enough. So, basically, the bottom line is with HBAR, it was so important where I wanted to buy it with Tanya and all of them. It cost us $524 roughly, or $520 to buy it for 10,000 tokens. Put it in perspective. When it was at all-time highs at 58.4 cents, that's $5,840. So even right now, my friend who's asking, even right now, it'll cost you about $1,100, give or take. That's a lot better than 5,800. Not to mention even the great falling. I've underestimated my target. He's thinking 16 cents. So, oh, I believe it's going to get back there and then some. I didn't buy all these at these levels for them not to be held until it gets there. But look at the grander formation here. We're talking about a smaller cup, but what if it comes to the grand cup? I know we haven't talked about this at all, and I know the great falling's not going to, you know, even acknowledge this until it's time. But there's a chance that we could have a grand cup. Has anybody seen this? I know the great falling has. Right? There's a big cup there. So if it comes up there, you're talking about a $500 investment turning into $2,500 real quick. Or even your $1,000 would turn into $2,500. I mean, that's the question. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you whether to buy or sell. But you have to weigh it. If you buy it here, my friend, and it does go down, you've just got to understand you got to buy it 20% down. You just got to add 20% to your portfolio. So if you're comfortable doing that in any asset, then yes. I still think it's not a bad spot, and some people wait for the cup and handles to form and the breakout to happen these first tiers. That's why I'm saying the sweet spot we're basically at. It's right around 10.2 in this area. I mean, the fact that we're at 10.78, we're pretty close to the sweet spot. I'm personally looking for possibly to take another shot here. As you guys know who we're here, and I'm very transparent. We had a leverage trade. We talked about it at 54.5 cents with XRP, and we got out at 58.7 cents approximately. It was about 146% we made. 293 turned into 752 is what it ended up being. But now I'm looking for the next opportunity because I believe we're in a cycle. While I'm not going to go back to what I just thought was starting to get a little bit into the gray area, I'm going to have my eye on HBAR. That's why I think it's a pretty interesting time right now. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Jose, welcome in. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. Watch, recycle, repeat is exactly, my friend. Watch the content, recycle to friends and family, and repeat by coming back and watching the next update. And thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. That is incredibly generous. Big Mac, should I dump my quant? Ooh, I never... see, these are the... I never like to say dump quant or one of these ones that are related for another one that's similar. Quant literally just front runs XRP's moves. So to sell quant right now, when XRP had that rally, and quant looks like it's starting to reverse here, I mean, it's very tough for me to just say, oh yeah, get rid of quant for another similar one. Just because the price point's different. I mean, I almost say, I mean, I don't like to say, no, I can't say that. You'd have to make that decision. Quant's a long-term buddy, though. That's one of your long-term buddies. Quant makes this all possible. Do some research on quant, and it makes this all possible. So yeah, I don't like just trading an asset for another one if it's something you want to hold. I vehemently am opposed to doing that. Julie, do you want... If you have some, now what on your list is a good opportunity? XDC. I added, and I can say this unequivocally, XDC on my list, in my opinion, is the most undervalued right now. I had 27,000 tokens for transparency yesterday at 0.028 cents, so 2.8 cents. I added 13,000 tokens to make it just over 40,000 today when it was at 396. So that tells you exactly what I think of it being undervalued. If it goes down, it goes down, and I'll be happy as hell to add more until it finally breaks out. But this descending structure it's been in for some time, it's going to have a massive rally, and right now it's in the expansion zone. And what that means is it's its first chance for a breakout here. And it usually runs right after XRP. It makes its move. So I believe XDC, if it was me, and I've spoken with my own money as well, I added to XDC where it's at. So for me, it's XDC. It's the one that hasn't barely moved. I know I bought it at 2.8, but it's in a very big descending structure. And this would be like XRP had it have gone, you know, this went up to 6 cents. And right now, even on this correction, it's down some 35%. So I wanted to add more. And I missed out. So I told myself if it ever came back down under 4 cents, I would do it. And this was the first time it actually came down below. Besides, it came close here at 433, but I was vehemently, I did not want to buy it up over 4. So, CZAM just picked up another 5,000 XTC. Now, I don't think that's a bad move. And I know it's a spot buy like mine, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that at this level. And you've gotten it under 4 cents as well. I thought it was a steal when it came back down here. So, yeah, that's what I think about XDC. The reason, like I said, with XRP, I thought it was going to end up being a little overvalued for a short term for the retracement, and that's why I did what I did, and obviously it's come down under now. But now we got to look for the retest. I'm looking at many different areas, many different optics here, and I would love to know what everybody thinks about HBAR. Do you think 10.2 is the sweet spot, or do we think that there's a little more to go? And don't go anywhere yet, because we've got to read this. I know Julie, we're 40 minutes in already. There's no way. There's 189 people watching me ramble. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and please make sure to hit that like button. 189 people watching, 153 likes. We're doing a fantastic job. What happened here? So we'll read through the, what the heck? We'll read through this as well, as XRP approaching a crucial level, as we know, and can it trigger a 35% rise to break out of the pattern? We'll get into that shortly, as the wind is picking up, and it should be pretty windy here towards the end of this live, so I apologize in advance. But I wanted to take advantage of this beautiful day. But where do we think the sweet spot is here? Do we think the targeted buy would be at 10.2? Do we think it's up a little bit? Do we think it's lower? Because that looks like to me a bull flag's getting ready for the next tier. And if we do measure out the bull flag, as we know, we've already had a cup and handle in the breakout of the handle. If this would be the precise target here, something like this, and this is just a small tier, you could go something like this, and then you could have a technical move first here at about 13.6. 13.6. No, never piss off the queen. Never, never, never. So, I mean, you're looking at about a 32% move. That's not a joke. Off of a bullish cup and handle, and now the handle's broken bullish. 10.5, my money is on 0.105. Okay, we'll cut the difference, 0.105. Because it's already come down here a few times, so 105. So the great falling, if this comes down to 105 on this live, I just want to see something very quickly. So we're doing our due diligence right now to see. This is not unlike what we were talking about with XRP about to expand out from 54.4 cents. Remember, it came down to 52.8 cents even after I bought in. So it doesn't go without its lumps. You just have to understand. You just have to understand what's going on. Why I don't like to use a stop loss, although it is very risky. But anyhow, I just need to see one thing for purposes real quick. So at 105, I think that's a better than not area right there. And I think what I would do, great falling, you're good at this too. Is this an area where you would reserve it to not go 20x like I did with XRP, but to go to 10x just because of the volatile swing we're about to get, so you could give yourself a little bit more room of flexibility? I'm just curious where your thoughts are on this, because me, I'm in between. I'm in between the best line of advice. HBAR 0.0991, he's saying. I could see if it comes down here and retests. Fair. Fair. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, the RSI is going to be high. The RSI is going to be high for this move. This is just, don't look at the daily. Look at the 4-hourly. The 4-hourly right now, if the bulls maintain control, this will drop back below 50. I have it inverted right now. So at some point, this would cut back. This would not continue up, and it would cut down through the 50 RSI and work its way back down. That's why we're having an open and honest discussion here, because I want everybody to see the layers that are involved. XDC of the 3 X's, in my opinion. Yeah, Codizer, absolutely. See, you understand. You understand. The great falling, I always do a minimum of 20x. I want to read what he says. See, that's where I like to be too, but sometimes it's just, I always do the back and forth in my head. I stuck with it with XRP because I knew what I was looking at, and I think we know what we're looking at here, but I'm trying to give some added information for the leverage traders. I'm not even in a position right now, but I'm trying to look out for each and every one of you that are asking me questions. So please take this to heart. There's no added benefit here for me. I'm just trying to pass the information. And the great falling has proved to me that he knows what he's doing in this situation. But risk management is the name of the game. Trade in a way that's right for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know he would give this advice. Never use your spot holdings to leverage trade. Never, ever, 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 ever sell your XRP spot or your other holdings to do leverage trading to try to make a quick buck. That is the #1 way to kill your portfolio and ruin what you're building. Period. Like I said, you know, it's got to be two separate things, two separate entities. So right now I want to read through this though as we watch this play out. So we're going to watch the 10.5, and we've had speculation from 10.5 to 9.9, which is perfect because I said 10.2. So I'm going to keep a target around 10.2 since somebody said 9.9, somebody said 10.5. Oh, yes. Here, we'll get through this. Flare is absolutely a healthy drop, my friend. To put in perspective, our community bought it at 0.072. So you figure we're up still about 570%. So from where we bought it, it's absolutely a healthy correction. I put the uptrend on here so everybody could see. I'm anticipating a first layer correction down to about 4.4. And even if that breaks, you could still have a healthy correction. I really don't want it to come down below that. But you could have a massive head and then a shoulder form, and then it could come down to consolidation around 4 cents, maybe 3.8. But this is absolutely, you know, it's absolutely, this is a typical consolidation. It had a huge rally, just a huge rally. And basically what ends up happening here, basically what ends up happening here is you end up getting this ascending formation. And now that we have a confirmed top, see how this works? So now before you could get any further rally, this would have to break up and out over that formation. So this is what you've confirmed your pattern as now. You don't even have to do any more work. You've done your work. This is what you need to do. The uptrend that's been formed during this parabolic spike, the downtrending resistance now that's been confirmed on 3 hits, you're now stuck within this contracting formation. If it's meant to continue, it won't give up this 4.4 area. So yes, great question. Now Gala is going to start to have its correction. Like I said, everything that had that big move should have a correction. And the ones that already had their correction could be tugging the money here. So we could have a tug of the money. Algo is along that same line at a cup and handle formation. It's attempting to, it's already broke out of the handle, but now it's attempting the back test. It doesn't look as defined as, I think HBARs looks beautiful, to be honest. Nice W reversal on Algo, back testing nicely. Now, as long as it holds this formation at 1973, it's off for a nice move. The next move should get us up somewhere around 23 cents for Algo. We bought that at 10 cents as a community, under 10 cents. So I'm very pleased with what we did as a community. We stayed diligent. We stayed on target. 166 viewers, 166 likes. The audience is right on point, as always. I always say this, and I'm not blowing smoke. I am the luckiest person on YouTube. And yes, I created my own luck. That is true. But the audience that we've put together, from the point of compassion, love, respect, dignity, you know, we have integrity around here. We have integrity. We do this from positivity and not negativity. We don't choose to put people down, and we also don't choose to make the easy buck. It's anything but easy. You stay diligent. Today was a nice day. We're able to make some money on the side. Our patterns, our charts, everything has gone up. My portfolio started with just about $7,000 on this current run. It's up. It was at about 14,800 the last I checked when XRP. That was about 58 cents. I didn't look when it was at 59. I looked at 58 because I thought that was a pretty nice level where I thought it could hold. So in a bear market, if doubling your portfolio on the grand scale is a bad thing, I don't want to be right. Because imagine what happens in a bull market. Let's stay positive here. And I appreciate the comments, the line of comments in this live. The other live earlier was a little tricky. It got a little tense, but I handled it appropriately because what I gave up for Lent was conflict. And I know it sounds weird, but for me, it's big. So I gave up that. So I can't get into so anyhow, XRP approaching crucial levels. When will it trigger a 35% rise to break out of the pattern? If you're looking to buy XRP on a retest or anything we're talking about, look at BITUNIX. BITUNIX is beautiful for USA users. It's pinned in the comments. On this live, take advantage of it now while they let you do it without a KYC or a VPN in the USA. They've never not backed XRP. That's why I use them. They've never not backed XRP. Let that sink in. And when we have the volatile moves that never goes down like UPHOLD, why I keep a couple thousand there over the top of what I hold just in case, you know, I have to do some experimenting. So the crypto markets appear to approach crucial levels, which indicates they are at the foothills of a massive explosion. With the onset of a fresh Bitcoin rally, the altcoins could also trigger a strong rally. which could ease the remaining bearish pressure in the markets. Despite the current market conditions, a popular altcoin, Ripple XRP, remains unimpacted as the price continues to trade within a narrow range. While the weekly gains appear to have been nullified, will the XRP price trigger a 30% rally to reach the interim resistance at 60 cents? That would have been 30% roughly from a swing low, but they're talking about get above 60 cents and possibly initiate another push up, and they're going to target around that 80 cent mark. I can almost guarantee it already how this is starting. The XRP price appears to have been stuck just below 60 cents as the bulls have been failing to lift the rally above the newly formed resistance zone. This has caused the market participants to become more furious and look out for other options within the space. As a result, the price remains stuck within a region with a huge drop in volume and volatility. Besides, the long-term price action continues to display some hope for a bull run, but the token is required to secure the local highs. So we know this formation very well. This is going back to the 2020 formation. This is when that uptrend started. This can take the all-time highs as well, remember. That's where it's coming in from. It's just not going back that far. But this is where we show the March of 2020 uptrend starting. This is the pattern converging. It ends at the end of this year. This is exactly what they're using. That's why I wanted to read this article. So this is how you could get up to 75 cents and maybe a little bit farther. They're calling for the breakout to 85 cents, the initial target, which is pretty spot on, and that's a 30% move. So pay attention to this. That's why I brought back showing the November of 2020 formation, because it exemplifies this exact move to 80 something cents. It exemplifies it beautifully. The weekly chart shows the main reason for the XRP's price sideways trend. The price is currently trading with a significant symmetrical triangle and is very close to the apex. As the trade approaches the edge, volatility typically declines, indicating that bulls are accumulating gains in preparation for a larger rally in the coming days. The weekly MACD, moving average convergence divergence, if you don't know, is also bullish and is about to cross over. While the levels are kept within a bullish range, the possibilities of the price remaining within the range looms over the space. As a result, the XRP price remains bullish, but it needs to break through the critical resistance at 60 cents, which is the pivot point, and then secure levels above 70 cents, which would clearly bring you above that 66.6 cent rising channel resistance, and it would clear some space possibly out to 85. Now, we would have to break that 75 cent pattern formation, and that goes back to when all-time highs was formed, the convergence of over a 6-year pattern, and then it would open the door to about 85 cents first level. That's a beautiful spot to be targeting that symmetrical triangle from 2020. So I appreciate whoever put that together. Sahana Fabuchi from Coinpedia. That's one that I actually appreciated, and it lined up pretty well with what I've been seeing. So we'll see how far we can move. And right now, XRP came perfectly down to where we were talking about, into that 581 area. We knew it had to have a back test. Now, by no means are we saying it's just going to continue to go right now. But we have come down to that first tier retest that we've talked about twice now. So if we bring this into a lower time frame, we can see we've come back here twice. So we could be starting something, or do we continue the consolidation? Only time will tell. It wouldn't hurt for it to have a little more consolidation. Maybe it uses, what could it possibly use here? It could possibly use maybe an uptrend here on the wicks, and maybe you could have an overextended consolidation if it has to happen. How's T, Julie? Is he in his room? Oh, he's using his controller. The one that he just actually keeps good. Good for him. So if we got rejected at 581, then you could look for an uptrending support at about 565. I don't necessarily want that to happen, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for a continuation. That could be what happens if Bitcoin, because it's a little overextended, which it's going to continue overextended until this rally's over. Just make no mistake about that. It could be, and this isn't even the retest area, but I suppose you could, but it needs to come, this is just a technical rally point, so let's put this back here. But this, if we had this uptrend, if we're looking for a continuation off of this, I don't even like that. Jesus. It came too wide. This came too wide. We're going to have to tighten this zone, so you're really going to want to hold this. So let me get rid of this real quick. We know the target. So, I mean, if I'm being honest here, we're converging very quickly. Much quick. You really want to break out of this formation. You don't want to come below this. I know it's a little underextended, but we really need to come. Codizer, that's funny. I was just looking at that. See, great minds think alike. It caught me off guard. I didn't realize that extension because I've been so focused on XRP today. I really wasn't paying attention to that wick expanded right there. It gave us a perfect opportunity to see this setup, didn't it? And then with this little bear flag that's set up, I know it's crazy to say that. I think we're on the money here. With this little bear flag that's seemingly set up, I'm not so sure what's going on here right now. With this wick formation, that very well could have snuck a short-term bear flag. Is anybody seeing this? So that could bring us down to... Am I reading into this too much, as I sometimes do? Or something actually looking like this? You could argue that the same thing was formed here, and then it came up, and then it just reversed it now. I like to read into things. So what do we think with Bitcoin? What do we think with Bitcoin? 144 people left here. I know we're getting to the end of this live, but still plenty of people here that can see this. HBAR is still struggling to make any of the next move. We're looking for HBAR, as we've been saying during the live, anywhere between about the 10.2 range. I'm going to put this at 10.2 just because that's the average of what we were hearing. Plus, I was thinking 10.2. That's that line, so 10.5's up here. So actually, this is perfect because the Great Falling said somewhere around 10.5. I was thinking 10.2, and someone else said right around 9.9, I believe. So that puts the average at 10.2 anyhow, so I like that. But it does seemingly look like this is building up the next tier. And if it breaks out bullish, you're looking at a move up to around 13.6 at the next step for HBAR. So it could easily drop to the 200 DMA on the 15-minute. I agree. I actually agree. That's why I thought it was nice selling point for that leverage trade. Some actually picked up on yesterday. So, but that's the last I'm going to talk about that because that's a done deal. So everybody should already know what I'm talking about by now. But until the next time, trade wisely. So it was a great way, though, to pick up almost $500 in capital for very little up front. I mean, everything's looking pretty good here. I would not be surprised at a back test here. I would not be surprised at a further retest on most of these that were going up. I'm still optimistic that V-Chain, after a further retest, is probably going to move some more with DGB. Zill's not quite, none of these are quite finished. HBAR and Algo are in a very opportune time for me personally looking at it because both of them are coming off of a bullish handle on a cup. And now it looks like it wants to try to break to the next tier. 23 cents would be the next level up for Algo. So just pay attention and, you know, monitor your risk. What's the what? Barry, were you saying gross? Like what was the gross? GROSS. And thank you, Barry, for joining Tom's Army for month one. And I know it's month one of me being, because it's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And oh yes, my face is superimposed there. Nice butterfly doji on the 15 and XRP. What's the gossip? The gossip. Basically, the gossip is the BS that's going on in California, which is speculation that's been going on for many years, but they're trying to say that Ripple sold XRP legally, unregistered securities, even though, as we know, it's already been ruled that Bitcoin's a commodity, which means every altcoin is a commodity. The CFTC took control and the Bitcoin ETF was filed. So it's officially determined as a commodity. Retail sales of XRP was also ruled a non-security long ago. So they have no leg to stand on. So there was a lot of BS. Oh, the 15-minute chart. My voice is has met its match, folks. So we're getting close to the end here. This is the second live I've done for over an hour today, fourth in the last 2 days, and I've already done, I did an update, 2 updates, a short, 2 live, yeah. So I do appreciate everybody tuning in, but my voice, as you can hear, it's had it. The 15-minute absolutely is showing a Dragonfly Doji here, it looks like. Not to be confused with the long leg Doji, but it's got more topside pressure. Now, it's always tricky because even with the emergence of this, XRP sitting below the prior level, so that's still dangerous. So we'll see. It is trying to tell us something here. You are right about that. So thank you all so much. If you are tuning in, if you're looking to try to trade XRP or your favorite crypto or anything we've talked about today, if you're in the USA, make sure to look at the pinned comment in the live or in the video description below. There's BITUNIX for USA users. No VPN required or KYC. If you're abroad, you might need to use MEXC, which has no spot fees or leverage trading fees for the near future. It's something they've been advertising. And then there's PHEMEX for the ones that can't use the other two. But I encourage you in the USA to use BITUNIX. It's been seamless for me. If you do appreciate what I do, make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. Subscribe to the channel so you can see the further content. And then if you do appreciate what I do and you understand the amount of time I put in, consider joining Tom's Army to pay it forward to show that sign of support, or consider sending 1 YouTube super chat per month. Make sure to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you were here until the end, hashtag be better, do better. Thank you, Jan, and everybody who's given me props for this live. I greatly appreciate it. I wish I could go longer, but my voice is just not going to allow it. But we've been on for an hour and 2 minutes.